Hey! So, my name is Andrea. My nickname is B. You can call me B if you like. And so this video is so instead of just reading about me and then paying and then meeting me the day of and being like, oh, who the hell is that? Right? Now you can meet me or get to know me now and then see if this is a good vibe for you or not. So, welcome to my psychic session. So not all psychics use cards to connect, but I do, and for me, I love it, and I feel much more connected psychically when I'm just handling the cards. Reading cards is a centuries-old art, and you could spend years studying it. There's always something more to learn. Now, you've probably heard of the tarot deck. Some people pronounce it tarot, but either way, you saw my tarot deck over here. And you should always, if you want to buy a tarot deck, always choose the one that you just love. You know, there are hundreds or maybe thousands of different designs out there. And just pick the one that you love because that's what you resonate with and that's going to help you when you do your own readings. So for me, I chose the Ciro Marchetti Gilded Tarot. I just think these are so gorgeous. And I just love the art and the jewel colors. And they work for me. Now, the tarot deck is very similar to playing cards in that playing cards, as you know, goes from Ace to 10, and then Jack, Queen, and King. A tarot deck goes from Ace to 10, and then it goes Page, Knight, Queen, and King. And each card has a special meaning. But it's not just like reading a book. I mean, you can get a book and you can read what it says, but when you're a psychic, you can't just read it because, you know, anybody can do that, right? So you need to use your own intuitive self to... You see the card, and then you start feeling things. So, for example, if I had one client, and they pulled this card, the Fool, which sounds like a negative card, but it's actually very positive. I might feel something for them that's a little different than a completely different client. So, there's a meaning to the Fool, and they would, you know, each person would get that meaning, but there's more to it, you know. For example, for one person, the Fool means a beginning, a new adventure, you know. And for one person, I might see that now they're finally free of something and they're going to go off on their own and travel. But for someone else, I might see this and say, you know, I feel like there are people around you. I sense that they're telling you, don't do that, you're crazy, you know, that's too risky. But this card is telling you, no, like, I'm sensing that this is the right thing for you, and don't let them hold you back. So that's just to give you an example of the difference between doing a reading for yourself and having a psychic do the reading for you. I would like to work with you and help you become independent so that you can trust your own intuition. But it's always good sometimes to just have somebody else, because when someone else brings in evidence, then you know, like, oh, that person doesn't even know me. How did they know that? And then you know, you can resonate with it, and sometimes that just helps you become braver because it validates what you were feeling all along. Now, another kind of deck besides the tarot are oracle cards, and a tarot deck is you know, part of the group that's oracle cards, but it's more specific and more structured. There are thousands of different oracle cards, and these can be any amount of cards, any number of cards. You know, it could be 20 cards or 100 cards, it doesn't matter. And each oracle card creator creates their cards, different sizes, different designs. And the one that I'm currently using, because I resonated with it, is the Wisdom of the Oracle. And you know, this just might give you an idea of what my personality is like based on the art. But I just love it. I think the colors are pastels in this case, and they're just so whimsical. This one has a baby elephant taking a bath, and milk and honey. Very obscure titles and phrases, and you'd wonder what can that mean, you know? But again, each one means something. Go the distance. I think that's, you know, encouraging you to keep going with whatever it is that's concerning you. They're just gorgeous. So mainly my choice between using tarot cards and oracle cards is based on a psychic feeling. Once I start talking to the person, or maybe even beforehand when we are messaging and I'm finding out what the person, the client, is looking for, I start getting a feeling which card deck would be the best one to use for them. But talking generally, the tarot card is much more structured, and so it's more specific, and I can go deeper with each card. And I would do a spread like the one that you saw before with 7 cards laid out. And in that, I would go through the past, the present, the future, people around you, you know, and a lot of other things would come up psychically. With the oracle cards, they're much more free-flowing, and so I can just maybe hold one, get a little bit of the meaning that the creator put into place for the oracle card, but then impressions will come to me. And so I like to use these cards more when I'm doing just a 3-card spread, you know, past, present, future, and then just kind of let myself flow. Also, sometimes a client has a preference between which one they want. And so I take all of that into consideration when I do a psychic reading for you. And by the way, I totally encourage my clients to read themselves. I don't believe that a good psychic would try to get a client to be dependent on them. You know, it's kind of like a doctor or a dentist or somebody. Like someone who's ethical is going to want you to be well and not need them, right? You know, you don't want like a car mechanic who's going to fix part of your car and break another part so you come back, right? There are always going to be people who have problems, so I'm not worried about not having clients. And the day that no one has a problem means that there's peace on earth, so that's even better. So I'm not worried about that. I really want the best for you. So yeah, if you can read your own cards and be intuitive and trust yourself, I think that's a wonderful thing. Now, what's the good thing about hiring a psychic every once in a while? Well, it kind of gives you a little bit of validation. Because, for example, here, I have the soulmate card here. So let's say I'm doing a reading and I choose a card, you know, I don't know what I'm looking at, and I just feel like this is the right card to choose, and it turns out to be soulmate. Well, for one client, I might get this and say, oh, I feel like you're dating somebody right now, and I feel like this person is your soulmate. For another person, the same thing could happen where I choose this card and I say, you know what, I feel like this is saying that your soulmate is out there. It's not the person you're with right now, but I feel like this person is around the corner. Do you see what I'm saying? So in other words, let's say you're with somebody and you're not sure what's going on, and you come to me and this card comes up and I say one of those two things and you resonate with it, you know, whether it's happy news or sad news, there's part of you that goes, ah, yeah, that's what I was feeling too. So you've got somebody else who's also intuitive, who's intuitive enough to tap into what's going on with you, to give you that confirmation. And we can't really get confirmation when we do it ourselves. That's the beauty of having other people do it for us. Having said that, you know, again, I still encourage you to start becoming intuitive and trusting yourself. I want that for you. Sometimes I feel something that doesn't resonate with my client, that my client just totally didn't feel before the session, but as we're going through it, they start realizing, oh, wait, For example, the other day I was giving a reading to someone and a card came up, and it was for the people around her. The card was talking about community, belonging, and she said, I don't have that. And I said, okay, and I shuffled the cards. Out of the 78 cards, picked one, same exact card. The chances of getting the same card twice in a row after shuffling are like 1 out of 6,000 or something. But what happened after that, she realized that she did have a community. She has a new community of people that she's been associating with on the chat board, that she really feels like she belongs there, that this is her tribe. And so it took her a little while. But that's just an example that before the reading, she didn't even realize this about herself. So when she left the reading, she felt more connected to the world. I'm Jewish. So I don't personally, I have friends who are Wiccan. I personally, when I'm reading cards, I'm focusing on the highest power. I'm focusing on God. I'm focusing on helpers. I'm focusing on angels, high spirit guides. But I only worship God. My personal belief is that God is one. God is the highest power, and we're all of us, you, me, this table, we're all part of God's energy. So to book a session with me, just go to the page that has the rates and the booking times, and just click on those and set it all up, and I look forward to meeting you.